Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to 99. New episode. I guess might as well just call this a new, the new episode instead of like new chapter. I feel like it's so weird saying that this is a new chapter considering I, change the episode in 99 every single time we change the games. But yeah, this one shouldn't be too weird if I call it new episode. But yeah, I just came back from the gym and I just snacked on some chocolates. That's all I did. But I actually want to say that after recording the first episode yesterday, I was kinda having the feeling that this game is not gonna be as lengthy as the others, even though this game was actually more expensive. So I was reading through the synopsis of the game, which I never did on all of the synopsis for each of the chapters, by the way. Like, I basically read the first synopsis for Kujo's route, or Kujo's chapter, before I played through the whole series. But I never read anything on the synopsis for each of the, chapters after that. So I didn't read anything about Sora, nothing about Haruka, nothing about, Noah. But I was curious because it seems like this game was actually... It feels like a DLC. It doesn't seem like there's actually new content and whatnot. Or at least not new content that I thought it would be, as engaging as the main story. So I took a look at the synopsis on VNDB and it said that it adds a new chapter, which I assume is... the Yoichi thing, and after that, it has after stories for each of the heroine, right? So, the after stories are probably what we just did for Kujo on the last episode, at least halfway through the last episode. And I kid you not, the synopsis also says that there's only 10 CGs in the game. That's actually so low. Right? And we already saw her first one in the the install memories one. So I'm guessing this isn't really gonna be that long, but I guess we'll have to see. So last episode we finished off the thing with Yoichi. He got overloaded to every branch before Iris actually died in every branch. So he kind of wanted some closure after what he found out that he was being totally used by Iris. And in his own twisted mentality, I guess he does want to atone for what he did to Kakeru and everyone else. But I agree with Kujo. I don't think that atoning by dying and making Kakeru feel sad in the process, that's not really atoning, but then again, Yoichi probably wants to do that for himself more than Kakeru, right? And I kind of respect that in his personality. He does things for himself and not necessarily for other people. So it's definitely aligned with what I would personally do myself. And yeah, so we fixed that branch, and now we're actually on these, like I said, after stories for all of the girls, right? And right now we're still in the middle of Kujo's after story. And I don't think there's gonna be any 8 scenes, guys. I checked on the last episode and it is 17 plus, not 18 plus. So nothing, no 8 scenes, no nothing. So let's continue. Just as she promised, it didn't take Sophie long before she found out the user's identity. Right, this is also after the fact that we talked to Haruka, Sora, and Noah about everything that transpired on this branch. So we beat Iris and yeah, we hung together trying to find the new guys that have artifacts. And yeah, this is it. By Sophie's account, she's the same age as me. Her ability is unknown, and she seemed to be either really confused or really annoyed. They're also saying something about how... I get that when you're older, your soul energy, quote-unquote, is getting lower and lower or getting smaller and smaller. But I don't understand how that necessarily... I guess they didn't explain the fact that, you know, it's going to only take in people that are close to it. So I guess that makes sense, I guess. But they didn't like explicitly say that, yeah, it's only gonna go to the soul, to the people that has soul energy that are big, but only to the closest. They didn't explicitly say that. But I guess it makes sense that it would only go for people that are younger. But you know what doesn't make sense? Why didn't it go to someone even younger? Are you saying that people that have, like, are they trying to imply that soul energy are highest when people are there at their teenager age? Is that what they're trying to imply? Which I feel is actually stupid. Apparently, Sophie was going to try to reach out to the girl herself because she seemed like she would hand over the artifact relatively easily, but yeah, I guess at this point, I always overthink this game, and the more I overthink, it's actually less enjoyable, but it's really something that I always do. I always overthink, I always try to understand the games, which boils down to what Pujo said on the last episode, right? About how I'm always paying attention to each and every word. And yeah, because I'm doing that, I actually feel like I'm not enjoying this game as much. Because sometimes they just spout bullshit. Because they just spout bullshit, guys.
多分だけどあの子、自分の常識の外にある事象を受け止められないタイプね。私の姿を見たら面倒なことになりそう。こちらの世界の人間との接触は控えたくもあるし、あなたたちに任せるわ。うまくやってちょうだい。
See, like Sophie, like what she says, I guess makes sense, but she's still delegating this job to us at the end. Yeah, this person probably wouldn't accept you, but you didn't even try. The fact that you didn't even try pissed me off, Sophie. And that's why I think that Sophie is an asshole. Sophie is a garbage character. She's never actually useful. I hate Sophie. That's what she said. Taking the ambrosia from Sophie, we all decided to go meet the girl. This time by train, of course. We got off at the nearest station and headed towards the house Sophie looked up. It was an attractive single-family house. According to Sophie, her parents were currently out and only she herself was home. Convenient. Though I had a hunch that a bunch of strangers suddenly showing up on her doorstep would freak her out. That's why we decided to let the mild-mannered Kujo do all the talking instead of me, since I give off the most intimidating vibe. She buzzed the intercom. After a few seconds, a slightly deep female voice answered back. Kujo introduced herself and told her, I've come to talk about the bizarre piece of jewelry you have. A moment of silence fell upon us. Just as we started to worry if our visit was too impromptu or if it made her wary, the front door opened with a click. Maybe she did have reservations in her mind, but her desire to do something about her situation beat them out. She invited us inside and asked for an explanation. We tried not to end up confusing her, but just as Sophie said, she didn't seem able to wrap her head around her story despite her own first-hand experience. I like how we don't have a CG or a sprite work of her. Even though this is a new episode, they are very lazy with what they're doing. This game, this game is more expensive than all the other games, by the way, guys. I think I told you, right? Than all the other episodes, than all the other chapters. No, maybe she didn't want to wrap her head around it. However, once we told her how to break the contract, we got a bite, much to our surprise. She pleaded for us to tell her how. As soon as I told her I had medicine and pulled it out of my bag, she snatched it out of my hand and guzzled it down without even asking for an explanation. The medicine took longer to take effect if you drank it instead of injecting it. There was also a chance of her suddenly passing out, so it would have been better for her to lie down first. I tried to scramble to her, but I wasn't sure if she was listening or not. Yeah, look at how much, like, paragraph of text I'm actually reading out, instead of them just showing the scene with the girl and us talking. That being said, it was out of our hands now. We left to clean up after the annulment of the contract with Sophie and headed back home. What a very lazy after story this game.
いやー、あっさりだったね。
面倒なことにならなくて助かったけど。
To be honest, I find this kind of anticlimactic. Doesn't feel right to just go home like this either. So on that note, I decided to grab lunch with everyone.
いや、けどじゃないか。あっさり終わるのが一番いいな。
あの人、精神的にかなり参っていたようね。見ず知らずの人間から渡された薬を何も疑わずに飲んでしまうんだもの。
Rather than mentally exhausted, I think she's dumb as bricks.
気持ちわかるかも。私も最初は受け入れられなくて先生に相談したくらいだし。
Talking to a teacher is a lot more logical than what she did. She could have actually been drugged. Sure, we know circumstantial evidence that we know what she's going through, but come on.
先生？さつきちゃん？うん、そう。お祓いしてくれませんかって。
あったな、そんなこと。
今思い出すと恥ずかしいね。あの時はとても不安で。私もです。力がうまく扱えなくてとんでもないことになってしまって。逆ハーレムですね、逆ハーレム。どうしてあんな妄想を。そろそろ薬が効いてきた頃かしら。
I actually wish they delved more into Yoichi than all these other after stories, guys. God, they're just gonna try to prolong the story, you know, with Kujo, Sora, Noah, and Haruka. While I don't mind Kujo and Sora's most likely, I probably would mind when we go to Haruka's and Noah's. I guess we'll see.
どうだろうな。注射すると一瞬で効くんだけど。
もうしばらくかかりそうね。
Sophie shows up eventually. She sits on the edge of the table, looking more mini-sized than usual.
そばにいなくてもいいの？平気よ。ちゃんと見ているから。話しておきたいことがあるの。すべきことを終えていないから後日にしようと思ったのだけど、宮子に伝えるのが一番早いみたいだから。私に何でしょうか？別の枝でユーザーを見つけたの。今回のことは別のね。こちらの枝での確認はまだだけど、観測して得た情報によれば最近急に話題になった学生社長だそうよ。
Student CEO. So at this point, we haven't really gone through any of the other endings, so they probably want to tie this like after story by combining everything. So probably Haruka's would probably also go to this point. So what I'm trying to say is that the line probably extends to where Kujo's line is at, to everyone's after story. Because we also could actually go to not just Kujo's after story first. We could have gone to all the other after stories. So it's not like they're forcing us to go to Kujo's first, like, you know, a mandatory branching like plot. Or not branching, I guess, a linear branch.
知り合い？ああ、直接会ったことは。でもちょっと前にパーティーの招待状が届いたの。パーティー？
For all we know, this might also be the one in Haruka's ending too.
すごい、セレブ。そのパーティーに乗り込んで探っていたみたいね。その彼女がユーザーかどうか。
探る？
パンチのアーティファクトを使えない枝の話よ。おバカね。
いちいち辛辣なんだよな。パーティーっていつ？
もう終わってたはず。ダメじゃん。なんで早く教えてくれなかったんすか？だって私、過去のことしかわからないもの。常に他の枝を観測しているわけでもないし。
You're garbage, Sophie. You're garbage. You're not working hard enough. That's the only thing that you can actually help us, and you're not doing that to your full extent. You're garbage. God, I hate this girl.
そもそもかけるならわかるはずでしょ。オーバーロードで未来を。ミーヤ、早く言えよ。
いや、全部あるわけじゃないんだよ、他の間の記憶。てか知らないことの方が多いし。文句なら相棒に言ってくれ。オーバーロード使ってるの俺じゃねえし。
いい？
あ、はい、どうぞ。
多分パーティーまたあると思う。マジっすか？うん、定期的に行っているって招待状に書いてあったような。一度断っちゃってるし、また招待してもらえるかわからないけれど、みんなも参加できるようになんとかしてみる。おお、セレブのパーティーに緊張します。でも特定できているならパーティーに出席する必要はない。あ、そうだね、本当だ。緊張するとか言いつつ露骨に残念がってる人がいますね。すみません、少し憧れが。私も行ってみたいですし、参加できないか掛け合ってみますね。すみません。手段は任せるわ。何かあれば相談してちょうだい。それじゃあね。
Sophie disappears, and not long after, the food we ordered arrives. Everyone clasps their hands together before digging in. We talk about our next course of action as we eat.
次のターゲットは見つかったけれど、先は長そうね。
今回はあっさり終わったけど、それでも2週間かかってるしな。
近場なら平日でも動けそうだけど、遠いとどうしても休日になっちゃうね。授業ありますもんね。自由になりてー。
探知の連動を上げれば見つけるのは楽になりそうだけど、単純に自由時間が少ないのはどうしようもないな。
しばらく無理のない範囲で進めて、夏休みに頑張るのがいいかな。
だな、それがいいかも。ソフィーも急がなくていいって言ってたし。
じゃあ夏休みもみんなで集まったり。そうね、毎日会うことになるかもしれない。
I kid you not, rather than talking with the girls, I'd rather talk with Yoichi and think, or like ask him what he thinks about killing Ginsan, though I guess Yoichi doesn't have regrets in killing him. He never did have any regrets about killing in general.
めっちゃ嬉しそう。
I just don't mesh with this like happy-go-lucky slice of life story anymore, guys. They're just too, I don't know, I guess in the grand scheme of things, in my mind, they're just insignificant.
私夏休み基本的に一人なので、はい、嬉しいです。高坂先輩可愛いな。
No, I don't really care, Sora.
じゃあまあとりあえず都には学生社長の方を調べてもらって。俺も探知の連動を上げて近場なら探しに行くけど、夏休みまではほどほどにって感じで。
意義なし。
Man, if only this new episode was actually in the perspective of Yoichi instead of Kakeru. God! They could have done a lot, so much more with this game. Instead, they do this for the new episode?
了解。
I'm actually disappointed.
わかりました。
てわけでひとまずお疲れ様でした。次回はいずれということで。
Like, Yoichi was probably the most interesting character out of all of these guys combined.
お疲れ様でした。
Everything wrapped up nice and neatly this time. Now, let's pray that things moving forward end just as smoothly. I mean, they called it new episode, so is it really that bad of me of trying to see from Yoichi's perspective?
お待たせ。できたよ。
I'm so over like seeing Kakeru's perspective. Sure, he went through a lot, right? But I was never in line or in sync with Kakeru like ever. Maybe for a couple of scenes, like for about 30 minutes or so during some of the battles in Sora's route. But other than that, I don't think I've ever been in sync with Kakeru. There's just too many things I don't agree with him.
お、ありがとう。
Omurice and consomme loaded with vegetables. That's how you say that, right? Consomme? They both look great. I've seen the word, but I actually don't know what sort of food that is.
いただきます。
私もいただきます。
Once I finish clasping my hands, I take my spoon and take a bite of the omurice.
うん
よかった。美味しくできてる。
Like, see, if you like Kujo, this scene where you get shown more interaction with Kakeru and Kujo, you'd probably enjoy this, but since I'm not the type of person that is attracted to any of the romantic interests, I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy this new episode that much. Except for maybe Sora's. Like, I don't really think Kujo is someone I dislike, so this one might not be too hard on me, but oh my god, I'm just dreading the fact that I had to go through Noah and Haruka again. I proceed to chow down. It's been 1 week since Sophie reported that she safely reclaimed the artifact. We were hard at work last week and the week before that, so we're on break this week. I've decided to spend my time relaxing with Kujo. That being said, we still wind up landing on the topic.
アーティファクトの練習はどう？
多分もう使いこなせると思う。やっぱり思い込みはダメだな。力を使うときに邪魔になる。反応の大きさと距離は関係ないって分かったら、なんかストンと落ちてきた。次は何時間も歩いたりしないはず。
みんなでたくさん歩くの楽しかったから、ちょっと残念。
まだ涼しいからいいけど、真夏は無理だな。
あ、そうだね。汗だくになっちゃう。
使いこなせそうでよかったよ、ほんと。あ、そうだ。都は大丈夫か？スティグマ。
Kujo's eyes fall on the back of her own hand. Her stigma spread over her entire body when she installed her memories from the other branches.
色も変わったんだよな。
うん、変わってた。
Which means it's not going berserk. A stigma expanding and its color changing the symbols of awakening to her powers. But it's a bit concerning that it spread all at once.
大丈夫だよ。別の枝の私がこの力を使うために必要なことを教えてくれたから。何があっても揺れないし、迷わない。この力をちゃんと正しく使えると思う。
Kujo smiles. He doesn't seem to be bluffing. In which case, I better stop worrying over nothing.
そうだ、パーティーの件なんだけど。
ああ、女社長の。
回収するにはやっぱり参加しないとダメかも。すごく忙しいみたいだし、ボディーガードがずっと一緒なんだって。
ボディーガード。普通に会いに行っても追い返されるか。
だと思う。毎月開いているみたいだから、次は今月末あたりかな。
That's such a waste of money. Holding a party every month? I don't understand rich people.
みんなで参加できそう？
わからないけど、なんとかしてみるね。
ありがとう。前回みたいにあっさり行けばいいけど、多分そうはならないよ
能力を使って事業を拡大しているみたいだから、簡単には手放してくれないよね。
な。ソフィーに調べてもらった方がいいな。どんな能力なのか。
そうだね。万が一の時のために 対策はしておかないとね。
まあでも別の枝では回収できてるみたいだし、気楽に行こ
ちょっと気楽すぎるというか、気が早いかもしれないけれど。
う。ん？
かけるくん、お祭り好き？
Gonna go on a date?
ああ、好き好き。つくも神社の夏祭り毎年行ってる。
じゃ
今年は一緒に行こうか。8月のいつだっけか。
あ、つくも神社じゃなくて。
別の祭り？
I hate this music. It just reminds me too much of the H scenes, man. Every time this music plays, I'm like, Kakeru, shut the fuck up.
来月にね、いろいろあるの。
I don't really hate the H scenes, by the way, guys. Like, they're actually amazing. It's just, she's a sleazeball, dude. She's a fucking pervert.
ああ、七夕祭りとか。
そうそう。つくも神社のお祭りも行けたらいいなとは思ってるんだけど、その友達とかに会っちゃうかもだから。
So she just wants to have some alone time with us, I guess.
二人で初めて行くお祭りは誰にも邪魔されずに楽しめたらいいなって。
She lowers her blushing face, fidgeting and pointlessly stirring her soup. That shy face is bound to make my heart skip a beat. No way I can turn her down now.
じゃあ来月行こう。二人きりで。
Her chuckle beams with so much joy that I start to feel embarrassed, prompting me to pretend to be engrossed in my meal. We'll be doing that next month, so we'll have to do something about that party before then. However, I know it's not fair to the others, but I really can't wait to hit up a summer festival at Kujo. Wow, this did we skip the party? This is the fucking festival. Holy shit, we skipped the party.
人いっぱいだね。
Okay. Damn, they didn't even care about the party thing. They're just like briefly mentioning it, and lo and behold, this is more about the romance, I guess. People who care about the romance aren't gonna enjoy this, but me, as someone who probably loathe romance in general, well, I don't loathe it as long as it's romance that I could understand, but if it's romance like this one, I don't think I can understand that well, so kinda don't like it that much. But as I said, I don't really dislike Kujo, so I'm kind of indifferent to this one. We walk together holding hands, so as to not get separated. There are rows of stalls with bright, colorful Tanabata decorations hanging about. The summer festival is here at long last. We actually haven't been able to attend that party yet. It wasn't a matter of us not being able to prepare in time, but simply because it wasn't held last month. The next scheduled party is the end of July. Wait, what? It wasn't a matter of us not being able to prepare in time, it wasn't held. Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, huh? Did they just skip the party thing? But they didn't. Alright. I get it. It's gonna be at the end of this month. Kujo already received the invitation, and we're going to be attending as well. Our target most likely won't be giving up her power so easily. We'll have to give it our all to deal with this. Though, I know it's really not fair to the others. But right now, anything past this moment is the furthest thing from my mind.
何？
いや、綺麗だなって思って。
七夕の飾り付け、すごく豪華で綺麗だね。
Probably talking about you, Kujo.
違う。都のこと。
ありがとう。
Kujo's cheeks flush. She's in a yukata with her hair tied up, while you're in your typical normal, like, outfit, Kakeru. Shouldn't you also be wearing a yukata? The change from her normal appearance makes her look more beautiful than usual. I could feel it in the moment I laid eyes on her at the meetup spot. And while we were sitting next to each other on the train, I could feel my heart beating like crazy for her.
何か食べる？
ああ、少し歩こうか。見てま。
Oh, sorry about that. We lock fingers and slowly proceed, following the flow of people.
ここら辺だと一番規模大きいんだっけ？
そうだね。この辺り全部交通規制してお祭り会場にしてるんだって。
気合の入り方すごいな。見て回るだけで一日終わりそう。
ねえ、屋台の数もすごいね。商店街の方にもあるのかな。
あ、行ってみたいな。こういう時つい考えちゃうんだよな。どう効率的に回るかとか。
私もお買い物するときどういうルートで回るか考えちゃう。
完全に主婦だもんな、みやこ。
What are they talking about? I'm not gonna lie, guys. My mind is kind of like fading in and out because this is like such an unimportant conversation. I sometimes do this, man. So I don't just do this in visual novels, by the way. I do this whenever like I'm talking with friends too. Whenever they start talking about something useless, I'm like, yeah, I'm just zoning out, and I don't know. I don't care about what they're saying. Okay.
それ褒めてる？
褒めてる褒めてる。
絶対嘘。
She puts her lips and squeezes my hand. Her pouty face quickly gives way, however, and we both smile at one another. Such a casual back and forth. Just being together is fun and puts me at ease.
なんか食べたいのとかある？
そうだな。たこ焼きとか。
いいね、外せないわ。
たこ焼き屋さんいっぱいあるね。どこも値段は同じくらいかな。
ぽいな。一番うまいところで買いたいな。
せっかくだしね。あとお祭りの定番だと焼きそば？
Only if they got lots of meat, Cujo.
それも外せないな。あとお好み焼きとかか？
I don't think people actually eat okonomiyaki in festivals. Those things are hard to eat.
見て、鶏皮餃子だって。
Chicken skin gyoza.
え、初めて見た。
True.
他にも珍しい屋台あるのかな。
とりあえず大通りまっすぐ行って物色しよう。
賛成。
We keep walking straight and sample from any stalls that catch our eyes, giving our impressions after. That's all. That's all we're doing, but I wouldn't trade this moment for anything in the world.
とても久しぶりな気がする。
Cujo utters in a subdued tone, yet I can hear her loud and clear amidst the hustle and bustle.
難しいことなんて何も考えずにかけるくんとの時間を大切にできるの。
いろいろあったしな。
うん。かけるくんと恋人になれた後も思うところはあって、亡くなった方がいるのにまだ解決してないのに幸せになっていいのかなって。
今でもそう思ってる。
Everyone deserves to be happy, it's just that you need to gauge your happiness. That's how I really think. Sometimes when you're too happy, it's very easy for you to, take that for granted.
うん。
She smiles and slowly shakes her head.
死んでしまった人、死なせてしまった人、忘れることはないし、罪悪感も多分消えない。でもだからといって自分の幸せを諦めるのは違うのかなって。幸せにならない、幸せになれない理由を他の誰かのせいにして生きてはいけないなって。
I agree. I actually agree with that quite a lot.
それが責任なんだと思う。開き直りとも言うかも。
She lets out a dry chuckle.
いつの間の記憶をもらえなかったら こんな考え方絶対にできなかった。そう思うとちょっとずるいね。
It is.
俺だって同じ。別の枝の自分とそれとみんな助けてもらわなきゃ何もできなかった。
But I mean, that's the basis of the game, Kakeru. Like, you're just making use of what you have, right? In real life, we don't have this ability, but because you do have it, and Kujo also technically got it from 9. Like, I don't think it's really all that unfair. Sure, if we were to say realistically compare this with our own lives in real life, yeah, that's unfair, but in the context of the game, it's not really unfair. You're making use of what you have.
イギリスのこともそうだし、それに都とも付き合えなかっただろうな。
そう。
絶対そう。
でもそうかも。他の枝では別の子と付き合ってるし。この話しない方がいい？
はい、そこら辺の記憶マジでないんだよ
な。もう一人のかけるくんが気を使ってくれたのかな。
だと思う。そんな記憶あったら俺も都とどう接したらいいか。
そうだな。私もこんな風に触れたりできなかったかも。
I would have preferred if I actually make you awkward, Kakeru.
本当にありませんよ、記憶。
You know, I really wish instead... The game's not brave enough to do this, but since we chose a different girl in all of the routes, I really wish all the other girls actually chose a male that's not us in all of the other routes too. But the game, like I said, this is a fucking dating game. It's a dating simulator. They're not brave enough to do this. I actually love games who do that though. When they actually are brave enough so that these girls are not tied to just the main character, guys. They're their own person. They have what it takes to get their own happiness by not just, you know, having to rely on the MC.
わかってる。でもね。
That would have been a lot more interesting in my opinion, especially if one of these girls actually got it on with Yoichi or something.
知らなかったな。私ってこんなに嫉妬深いんだって。
You can clearly see I'm not really a romance person, guys. I'm more of an interesting story person. Like, romance can be used in a good way to spur interesting stories for me. It's a means to an end, not just not an actual, you know, not an actual thing that I pursue. It's a means to an end for me. Well, in stories anyway. In real life, I don't know. I don't particularly care about romance. I care more about consistency and loyalty.
かけるくんは私の彼氏って分かってるし、浮気なんて絶対ないって信じてるのに、別の枝ではって思うと、もうってなっちゃう。
あ、今のムーってところ可愛かった。
もう真面目に話してるのに。
もう一回。
もう
可愛い。
You're killing me, guys. Our joined hands sway between us. Despite there being a ton of people around us, I feel a strange sensation. Sort of like we're the only ones in the world. You know what romance, like the past couple of years that haven't really ticked me off? It was actually Misaki's, man. I swear to God, that romance was actually insanely amazing. But that's probably because Misaki is such a well-written character. Damn. I wish all romance were like that.
何かが決まった？
まだだな。迷う。
You guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a series called Aokana. Like one of the male or main interests there is called Misaki, and gotta say she's an amazing girl.
迷っちゃうね。
ゆっくり決めよ
そうだね。時間はたっぷりあるし。
Slowly we walk. Slowly time ticks away. The sound of festival music plays somewhere off in the distance. The warmth of Kujo's body is faint yet very apparent.
まだ全部終わったわけじゃないけれど、こんな時間がずっと続くといいな。
う。そうだな。ずっと一緒にいたい。
おじいちゃんとおばあちゃんになっても一緒にいたい。
Old and gray.
どうしたの？
いや、なんでもない。
気になる。
変なこと言いそうになって。
聞かせて。
Is that a proposal?
あ
Probably what Kakeru's gonna say.
あ、俺より先に
Oh shit.
死なないで。
Okay, he's actually saying something, you know, important here. You can't do that though, Kakeru. That's so unfair. You know how painful it is actually for her to hear that? That means that you're gonna die first, right? That's implied that you want to die first. So you... I'm gonna go on a tangent about this, about how you don't want this happening to you, but you want this happening to her? Like, fuck you too, Kakeru. Actually saying that.
かけるくんも私より先に死んじゃダメだよ。
So you want to die together.
この場合、どう返事するのが正解？
There's no right response because you actually force her to say something like that.
わかんない。
残したくないし、残されたくないし、難しいな。
一緒がいいね。ずっとどんな時も。
Yeah, you guys live in Fantasyland. If you actually do want to do this, you probably have to, like, die in an accident or, you know, die by, I don't know. You gotta do, like, a double suicide. Realistically. You know how foreboding that is?
そうだな。一緒がいい。
I mean, it's...
長生きしようね。
I'm really looking too deep into this, guys.
ああ、絶対に。
I mean, I guess the what is it? The imagination that you can die together is a happy thing, but I'm not someone who can just imagine that. I'm not someone who's unrealistic. I don't live in dreamland, Kakeru. I can't do that.
絶対に。
I live in the real world too much. Slowly we walk. Slowly time ticks away. We'll move on. Sins, errors, everything we want to redo, we must come to accept and bear their weight. We'll keep on living. Always and together. Yeah, they're gonna skip it, aren't they? Yep, they did. They don't even fucking care about the CEO thing, bro. Okay, before I jump over here, though, I am going to... Oh, I can't actually load. Shit.
セーブしました。
No, I think I can. I think I can. Can I load? Shit, I can't. No, I can. There we go. I'm gonna load and see what's gonna happen when I don't install the memories.
ロードしました。
Before we go to Sora here. Why are you angry at me? Okay, well there goes my choice, quote unquote. So I just want to see whether or not the text changes into yellow again. Yeah, the text changes into yellow. It actually doesn't lead anywhere. All right.
ロードしますね。ロードしました。
Alright, I guess that's a fake choice. That's a fake choice. I'm gonna do Sora's last. I feel like I will love Sora's last, so I'm gonna do Haruka's and Noah's first. I'd rather end with a happy note, and that's when I'm actually having, you know, an enjoyable time with Sora, rather than all of these other
俺なら
characters.
こき使ってもいいってか。
頼むよ。はるかを一人にしたくない。
冗談だよ。
あ
無一文じゃ電車乗れねえだろ。
ああ、そうだった。
どうも。んじゃ行こうぜ。
はい、多分1時間か2時間くらいで戻ってきます。
了解です。
勝手に今日も泊まるつもりでいたんですが。
俺もそのつもりですよ。
よかった。じゃあ後で。
待ってます。
はい。
イチャついてねえでさっさとしろよ。電車来んぞ。
はい。じゃあ。
Haruka turns around to follow Ghost. I wait until their figures disappear inside the station before heading back home myself. Alright, let me install my memories onto you, Kakaru. It happens not long after I reach home. I'm wondering whether Haruka had gotten back safely when my phone starts ringing. I take it out and see who it's from. It's Haruka. Komoto shouldn't be in front of her house in this branch now.
はい。どうしました？
Her voice sounds extremely panicked. I jump to my feet and grip my phone tightly.
大丈夫だった。よかった。
え、大丈夫？何かあったんです？
だってそっか、まだ
記憶？
ごめんなさい。私別の枝の話でかけるさんのことすごく心配で、だから電話かけちゃって。すみません。先走りました。忘れてください。
いや、大丈夫。わかりますよ。俺は大丈夫です。
実は電車乗ってなくて、もう駅出ちゃってて、このまま戻ってもいいですか？
はい。待ってます。
じゃあ、すぐ着きま。
Maybe she's in too much of a panic, but she hangs up before she finishes her sentence. If she's still at the station, then I suspect that it'll take a little longer than a second to get here. She's probably really hustling. I think at most, this game is probably gonna be 3 episodes, guys. Judging by the fact that we're done with Kujo's route already, or her after story, I think we can probably safely end this episode by, you know, finishing off Haruka's after story. I think I'll save both Noah and Sora next episode. I think so far, looking at the, you know, length, that seems to be the way to go. I kinda don't want to rush it. And if I rush Noah straight after I finish Haruka, I might not enjoy it anyway. That's my reasoning for it. Haruka comes back, sweat dripping from her forehead and her shoulders moving up and down from heavy breathing. Lena stands behind her, giving an exasperated sigh. Technically, she's still Ghost. However, she knows about Haruka and my feelings, so she's not going to poke fun at Haruka.
戻ってきた私が言うのおかしいかもですけど、
Then again, since we got the memories, I assume Lena probably also got the memories.
はい。
おかえりなさい。
ただいま。はるか。
Haruka runs over to me and I firmly catch her in my arms. Memories of different branches that aren't now. I got all of them past me. Well, not all of them. But I have a distinct feeling, like I've come back from an extraordinary trip. And the person I love the most has been waiting for my return. It's a joyous event.
よかった。かけるさん、ちゃんとここにいる。
ずっとそばにいます。
I gently pet Haruka's head. I feel eyes upon me. Lena looks at us, smirking.
どうぞ俺のことはお気にせず。てかさっさと消せ。
あ、お母さんに会ってないから、スー子ちゃんイベントなくなっちゃった。
いやどうでもいいだろう。なくていいわなの。
ああ、先のことも知ってるんですね。
あ、はい。少しだけ記憶もらいました。だからちょっとだけならわかります。ちゃんともらった記憶通りに行動した方がいいのかなって思ったんですが、でも心配で我慢できなくて戻ってきちゃいました。
スー子じゃなくてレナな。もう間違えんなよ。
はい、覚えておきます。
お前も分かってるんだろ。
お前の記憶やら意識やらとリンクしてるからな。ま、知らねえふりすることもあるけど。もういいだろ。あとは俺抜きでやれよ。
そうする。
I withdraw ghosts, leaving the two of us alone. We're wrapped in silence.
もう少しだけこうしてでもいいですか？
はい。俺もこうしていたいです。
I embrace Haruka. We have been together the whole time up till a few moments ago, but this feels like a long time in the making. We don't exchange words. We simply take in each other's warmth. So we already defeated Iris in this timeline anyway, right? Yeah, we did. Because this was the timeline where we actually defeated Iris. Well, not fully, but we did, you know, defeat her at 5:03, I think, or 5:04. A few hours have passed. Normally, Komoto would have gone berserk. I would have gone a little nuts. Yoichi and Iris would make contact again, etc. With Iris defeated, things go by with nothing transpiring. Yoichi gave Sophia's artifacts and disappeared. The threat is gone. However, there's still things we must do. Alright, we're gonna go get the artifacts too again in this timeline, right?
場違い感がすごいです。
俺もです。こういう場不慣れなんで緊張しますね。
I nervously scanned the party grounds with Haruka. We had Kuja pull all her strings in order to sneak into this party. Of course, we're not here because we wanted to get a taste of what it felt like to be a rich socialite.
ターゲットが現れた。
Out comes Noah's voice with our mini headsets. We quickly turned our attention to the entranceway. There she is.
ターゲット確認しました。こちらも確認できました。へへ、いいね。パイみたい。雰囲気出てきた。空、集中して。
So nothing actually changes all that much in this route, so far.
見失っちゃう。
大丈夫。見えてる。
In Kujo's, a lot changes. I casually keep the target in my sight. It's the female student CEO who's been the talk of the town as of late. We've already determined that she's a user, and that she's abusing her powers. This time around as well.
今力を使ったな なるほど。接触型か。
Okay, Ginsan is here too. Man, in Kucho's route, Ginsan was dead. I feel sorry for him. We have Ginsan helping us out as well. Our squad is perfect. We'll retrieve the artifact for sure.
触れた人間を魅了するといったところか。そうやって事業を拡大したわけだな。
はるか先輩の介護官的な？永続するなら単純な比較はできないかもですが、優位に立てるなら交渉はしやすそうです。この先のことは新見くんにもわからないんだよね。
ああ、彼女がユーザーであることは知ってるけど、どういう風に回収したかまでは知らない。
また力を使ったな。全く躊躇がない。素直に AF を手放すとは思えん。
AF? Artifact something?
正攻法が君たちのポリシーであることは承知しているが、あまりにもリスキーだな。彼女は我々と同年代でありながら権力者との強いコネクションを持っている。いくら我々に異能力があろうと権力には勝てん。衝突は避けるべきだと思うが、どうかな。
聞きましょうか、あなたの策を。
我が闇ガラスで彼女の意識を断つ。その間に霊薬を打つ。
I think that's logical.
それがいいかもな。今後のことを考えると。
でもノアちゃんは納得できないんじゃ。そうね、受け入れがたいけれど納得はできる。確かに揉める可能性が高い上に、私たちを簡単に潰せてしまう相手に正体を明かすべきではない。私のこだわりのせいでみんなを危険にさらすわけにはいかない。正義なすために邪道を行く。
心得た。では私に任せてもらおう。
Yeah, she was already coming to terms with her sister's death by this point anyway. Which is why she's not even trying to, uphold her justice and whatnot.
チャンスだ。ターゲットが会場を出た。
追いますか？あ、すでに尾行してます。私も一緒にいます。今は一人みたい。後期ね。ではミッション開始。
了解した。
I prefer succend than mission, Noah.
はるかたちも距離を取りつつ尾行して。
わかった。
了解です。おっと、また一人じゃなくなった。ボディーガード的な人が。あ、さっきの作戦今は無理かも。何かあったんですか？多分行き先。やっぱりお手洗いです。
何？
ボディーガードは？
男の人2人トイレの入り口に立ってる。
ある意味チャンスだけど。
さすがに無理だぞ。女子トイレには入れん。
入り口の2人をお願い。彼女は私が。大丈夫ですか？力を使う瞬間を私も見た。 G オーダーの発動条件はすでに満たしている。20秒以内にこっちへ来てアンブロシアを私に。
了解。はるか、行こう。はい。皆さん、お疲れ様でした。
We all clank our glasses and sip our drinks. We've changed locations to a diner. We haven't recovered the artifact yet. To be more specific, we're waiting for the contract to be annulled. After we injected our target with the ambrosia, we carried her to the infirmary, left Sophie to reclaim the artifact, and slipped out of the party grounds immediately. Then we changed into less conspicuous clothes and started our wrap-up party.
やっぱりこういうお店の方が落ち着くな。料理食べた？
I actually don't care whether it's a fancy restaurant or, a diner. As long as the food's good, I don't care. That's what I care about. Good food, guys. We gotta enjoy life, man.
一応食べましたけど、クラッカーになんか乗ってるやつ、あんまり美味しくなかった。
私緊張して何も。お腹すいた。
俺も。九条は堂々としてたよな。さすが。
う 私も緊張してたよ。あんな大きなパーティー初めてで。
よかったのか、中座して。コロナグループの代表として参加したのだろう。
あ、大丈夫です。挨拶は済ませてありましたし、最後までいられないとも伝えてあったので。
そういえば危なかったよね、握手してたら。
そうだね。ちょうど他の方に声をかけられてなかったら、私も能力かけられちゃってたかも。
I don't think she'd be able to know that you are an artifact user though, Kujo. She just wants to influence you so that, you know, you can probably have an easier time, like collaborating with the Corona group.
おそらくコロナグループとのコネクションを作りたかったのでしょうけれど、残念ね。計画は失敗。
他の人にかけた能力も解除されるはずだ。大きくした事業、今後はどうなるかな。
If she's actually competent, it's still gonna happen. It's still gonna keep improving. But if she's not, then yeah, it's gonna die. She probably needs the capital though. That's probably why she influenced a lot of people in the first place.
問題ないさ。力などなくとも。彼女が本物ならな。
Agreed, Ginsan?
この後失敗したら恨まれそうだし、やっぱ闇討ちしておいてよかったね。
そうね。本意ではなかったけれど仕方がない。今後を考えれば遺恨は残せない。
あとどれくらい残ってるの、アーティファクト。
思ったよりは少ないけど数えるのがめんどくさいくらいはあるな。
全部回収しないとですね。
ですね。まだ扱いに慣れてないんで、次までに感覚をつかんでおく。
次は。
まあ待て。一仕事終えたばかりなのだ。今は休息を取ろう。
そうですね。あ、料理もちょうど来たよ。
The food we ordered gets set on the table. We check to see if we all have our orders and then begin eating.
しかし敵対していた君たちとこうして食事することになるとはな。
Well, you did help us out in this timeline too, Ginsan. Even Yoichi helped us out in this one.
闇ガラスでしたっけ。なんで今まで使ってなかったんです？めっちゃ便利そう。
He wants to feel special, Sora.
手に入れたのはつい最近でね。しかるべき時を待っていたのだが、白状すると待ちすぎた。まったく奥の手を見せる前に戦線離脱とはな。
それ言ったら私らなんて大半寝てましたからね。
はい。ごめんなさい。
いつも謝る必要ないってフォロー入れてくれる結城先輩が黙々と食べていらっしゃる。
謝ることで気が済むならそれでもいいと思って。それに話に夢中になってしまうと料理が冷める。
Are they not supposed to be his, right? Or is she talking about Kujo there? Yeah, I guess Kujo.
確かにさっさと食べちゃおう。
I guess they were talking about how they were sleeping throughout the Iris fight.
みんな疲れてるだろうし、早めに解散しよう。回収が済んだら連絡する。多分ソフィー、俺んとこ来るだろうし。
はい、お願いします。
次のことはまた後日ですね。
一応ソフィーと相談してからですかね。そっちも後で連絡します。
了解した。飲み物を取ってくれ。新しいブレンドを試さねば。
やっぱこういうジャンクな味の方がいいな。うんめ。でもパーティー会場素敵でした。ドレスも着られたし。
ありがとう九条さん。いろいろと手配してくれて。ほとんどお母さんがしてくれたから、みんなが喜んでたって伝えておくね。
もう二度とないかもな、あんなとこ行くの。
ですね。いい経験になりましたけど、すごく緊張しました。
みんな見てくれ。この何とも言えない色合いを。そそるじゃないか。
安心するな。ザ庶民って感じで。
Whatever, Sora.
庶民というか子供っぽい。
すまんが目をつむってくれ。童心を抑えきれなくてな。
料理大好きみゃーこ先輩、マナー違反にご立腹。
そうか。確かにマナー違反だな。配慮が足りていなかった。すまない。
He just like mixed in a lot of like, I don't know, sodas probably. What's the problem with that?
いえ、逆で。そういうことをしたことないから、ちょっとやってみたいような。ああ、そっちか。じゃあやりましょう。私も。いや、二人もやりたかったんかい。
どうしたソラ、お前はやらないのか？
いや、お前もかよ。何かこつけてんだよ。やるよ、やりますよ。
2種類にとどめておけ。多くても3種類だ。それ以上は責任を持て。
了解。行きましょう。はい。誰が一番美味しいの作るか勝負しましょう。
Kinda makes me like remember my time when 7-Eleven was still like big here back when I was still in middle school. Like me and my friends would go there and eat like the katsu rice there because you can just like the katsu is like super big and you can just order an extra rice and that'd be like 2 meals. And when you order like the slushies, my friend would usually just mix up everything. Kind of reminds me of that, that memory.
お前が一番張り切ってるじゃねえか。
私もしたことないのですごくワクワクしてます。
Tastes like shit though. Stick to just one drink, guys. I feel the same way. Someone from the outside looking in might perceive this as worthless, but to me, I think it's extremely important. Hanging out and doing silly, mundane stuff with everyone is a blast. I mean, I prefer this sort of mundane thing compared to just, you and your romantic interest, Kakeru, so I actually don't mind that scene. What I do mind is when they go into the romance, like, scenes where it's just the two of you. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this shit. June is almost over. We've reclaimed 2 artifacts, the student CEOs and one more in addition. According to Sophie, things are going at a similar pace in the other branches as well. In terms of efficiency, it would be better to pursue different artifacts in each individual branch, but there's something that I realized with this recent case and the case before that. The sizes of the readings don't correlate to distance, but to the strength of the power. Accurately speaking, the progression of their stigma erosion, which means the more likely the user is to go berserk, the stronger the reading they emit. The student CEO was abusing her power, and the second person was mentally unstable. Those were both signs of going berserk. I asked Sophie to confirm whether or not I had the right idea, but
はっきり言うとわからないわね。私自身1000年前に使ったきりだから。
still useless as usual, I see.
しかもあの頃は好き放題に使うお猿さんが多くて、暴走していないユーザーの方が少なかったくらい。反応の強弱について精査している余裕なんてまるでなかった。そう考えると1000年間で随分と分別がついたものね。何も起きていないわけではないけれど、少なくとも混乱は起きていない。1000年前は探知しなくとも自然と耳に入ったのよね。今回もそうなると思っていたのだけど、未だアーティファクトの存在すら知られていない。昔の人間は未知の力に畏怖を抱いたけれど、今の人間は関心を示さないみたいね。ま、いいわ。話がそれた。私自身熟達しているわけではないから、そのアーティファクトの使い方は教えてあげられない。
I mean, what would happen in real life if we actually saw someone turn to statue? Or, a statue was actually made from someone. Well, first things first, it would probably go into headline news. Since, the parents would definitely search for their lost child, right? And of course, it's going to the police. Yeah, I actually don't understand. Well, it went into headline news here too, but no one could understand what's going on. I guess in the real world, it would probably be about the same as what happens in real life. Or, sorry, in this game. People would probably just see the headline news and be like, yeah, that probably didn't happen, and they didn't believe it.
自力で理解するしかないわね。あなたならさほど時間はかからないでしょ。
That's what she said, at least. I basically just have to gain experience for the time being, but overlap with other branches or not. I'm going to prioritize the stronger readings first since elements of concern persist. Then again, just because I have a plan set, it doesn't mean I can go into action right away. I guess the reason why they didn't go into the party in Kujo's route is because they were gonna do that in this route, in this after story, so it makes sense for them to not do it multiple times. But at the same time, you kinda wanna see what happens with Kujo as your partner and not just Haruka. Sitting across the table, Haruka solves problems with a certain expression. We're currently studying for exams together. Any student with exams around the corner doesn't have free time to themselves. Or rather, Haruka is a third year, which means she needs to take exams for college. While the plan is to get into full swing starting from summer vacation, Haruka should normally be focusing on studying for her college exams. However, as for the person in question,
まだ時間はありますし、大丈夫です。多分。
she's not pressed at all. That maybe doesn't exude confidence, and she also says she's not good at studying. But she's actually the type to do things nice and thoroughly. Now I feel sorry for assuming that she was like me and crammed before an exam. She lets out a short sigh and sets down her pen.
終わりました？
はい、課題は終わりました。
She closes her reference book and smiles sweetly. It seems she's ready to move on reviewing to her exam, except she doesn't. Instead, she makes her way around the table and over to my side. Her eyes squint and she comes closer.
わからないところはありますか？
She whispers alluringly into my ear. The palm of her hand is atop my thigh.
教えて差し上げますよ。
She caresses my thigh as she breathes onto my ear. You don't need to do that, Haruka-san. There's no need for the sexy shtick at all.
どうされました？
なんで人格変えてるんですか？
こちらの私の方が物事を教えるのに向いていますから。
She gets even closer, pushing her breasts against me. I get it. She isn't trying to mess with me. Well, actually, she might be trying to, just a little. Regardless, she's not trying to interrupt my study, I think. She's genuinely trying to help teach me. All of her actions are needlessly sexy. Though come to think of it, given her attire, I assume this is on purpose. She's totally trying to seduce me. No, she's a natural-born ditz. She probably hasn't planned that far ahead. No, but still. Actually, I end up in agony each time. Yeah, this happens every time. We've been studying together for the past few days, but Haruka innocently allures me every time. And every time I lose. This has to be intentional after all.
自分の勉強しなくていいんですか？
もう終わりましたから。
他の課題やるとか、授業の復習するとか。
課題はもうありませんし、復習も特に必要では。授業ちゃんと聞いていますから。
先輩、試験前も余裕なタイプっぽいですね。
だってもったいないじゃありませんか。 自由な時間が減ってしまうのは。学校ではしっかり勉強しておけば放課後も縛られることはありませんでしょ。
耳が痛いですね。俺授業ほとんど聞いてないんで。
でもそのおかげで
She blows softly across the back of my neck.
教える私と教わるかけるさん、先生と生徒、とてもそそるシチュエーションだと思いませんか？
I'm surprised this like new episode didn't have freaking 8 scenes, man. They clearly feel like they should have at least one 8 scene for each of the girls, but did they run out of budget or something? I don't understand.
おかげさまで全然進んでないですね。
ご褒美がある方がやる気が出ませんか？
そもそも今やってるの日本史ですからね。ほぼ暗記するだけですからね。
知っていました？強い感情と紐付けることで記憶はより強固になるんですよ。つまり私にドキドキしてくださるほど暗記もはかどるんです。
本当です。
Probably not.
さあどうでしょう。
She giggles. She then continues to stroke my thigh. Yeah, this is so intentional.
今日は絶対ダメですよ。
何がですか？
勉強終わるまでイチャイチャしません。
私もそのつもりですよ。
絶対嘘だ。
まあひどい。少しでもかけるさんのお役に立てればと。
さっきまで信じてましたけど違いますよね。着替えた上に性格まで変えてる時点で確信犯ですよね。
間違いですわよ、かけるさん。こういう場合は確信犯ではなく故意犯と。
そうやってごまかそうとするってか認めてるじゃないですか。
だって退屈なんですもの。
ゲームでもしててください。
私だけ遊ぶわけには。
いやいやいや。
もう邪魔はいたしませんから。おとなしくしております。こうやって。
She places her head on my shoulder. It's already been 2 months since we started dating. It may seem like I've gotten over my blatant jitters, but that's only because I've been faking it. I'm still not used to spending time alone with her. And whenever a part of her body touches me, my heart goes wild. Even now, I can't keep my composure at all. Given that, I wind up filling the dead air with a trivial topic.
暗記する必要あんのかって思っちゃうんすよね。
日本史嫌いですか？
そういうわけじゃないんですけど、調べればいいよなーって。
そうですね。いつでもどこでもスマホで検索できますし。
教養って言うんですかね。あった方がいいのは理解できてるんですけど、話題にできたりするし。
でもわからないからこそ話が盛り上がったりもしますね。
ですね。はるかは歴史とか得意？
得意というほどでは少々偏っておりますね。ゲームや漫画が教科書代わりですから。
Well, sort of similar, I guess, to me. I don't really actually read the original themselves, but I do read like anime and stuff as a reference, even though they probably are not really good references.
ああ、自然に覚えそう。
But at least I feel like I understand like the gist of what goes on, right?
弊害もありますよ。本田忠勝はロボットだと勘違いしたり。
Well, in Sengoku Ran, Suna Tadakatsu is a fucking raccoon. Or not a raccoon, what do you call that? A tanuki.
織田信長が女の子だと思い込んだり。
Indeed.
そうそう。
Also, Hitler's a Hitler's a girl. Oh, I'm talking about what's that? Daite Koku, by the way. It's an Alisav game about World War II in space. It's pretty cool. Haruka rocks her body a little. A sweet fragrance gently wafts through the air. If I were to be honest, I couldn't care less about studying anymore. But I don't want to force this time to come to an end, so I desperately scour my mind for something to talk about.
覚えるコツとかってあります？
ありきたりですが、 語呂合わせとか、あとは全体の流れを理解すると覚えやすいですね。
全体の流れですか？
何年の戦争は何がきっかけで発生したのか、どういった人物が活躍したのか。歴史はつながっていますから、一つ一つ分けて覚えるのではなくて、大きな流れで把握すると記憶に残りやすいです。
Very true. That's why I actually do enjoy world history. Not necessarily my own, like, local history, but world history is always interesting to me.
なるほどな。って教科書ちゃんと読んでれば自然にそうやって覚えるんですよね。
Sadly, though, it doesn't seem like world history is very big on my curriculum back then. Because I think we only discussed about it in 2 meetings and that was it. Such a shame. I really enjoy world history.
教科書って淡々としていますから、読んでもあまり楽しくありませんわね。
そうなんですよね。漫画とかにしてくれた方が絶対覚えやすいんだけどな。
ありますわね、漫画形式の参考書。
あ、そうなんですね。買おうかな。
Yeah, in Japan there's probably very because you know, anime culture is super prevalent there. There's probably an actual manga that's supposed to reference like their own history and whatnot. Probably one that's even backed by the government or something. Not necessarily a manga, but like, you know, in a more digestible format.
あとは歴史だと漫画よりも小説の方が充実しているかもしれませんね。
ああ、小説。あんま読まないな。
私もライトノベルくらいしか。歴史上の人物は大体入体化されていますわね。
That's because a lot of this culture revolves around guys, Haruka. And guys want to have some cute girls. They don't care about other burly guys.
間違った歴史を覚えてしま
犬になっているケースも。
う。何それ、面白そう。
後で教えて差し上げます。勉強が終わったら。
Looking at you, FGO, that's probably what she was referencing to.
やっぱ集中できないな。
But the girls thing, I don't know about the dogs one.
あら、私のせいだとおっしゃるんですか？
いや、違う。はないな。
まあひどい。
だって。ね。
悲しいですわ。では試験が終わるまで会わない方が。
Yeah, you're probably gonna get sad if he actually says yes, but Kakeru doesn't have the backbone to say that.
いや、それはちょっと。
かわいいかけるさん。
No, he's trash, Haruka. She's totally playing me. I don't stand a chance against Haruka in her alternate personality. She'd easily fend me off if I tried fighting back, so I'm at her mercy.
ではこうしましょうか。
何かよからぬこと考えてます？
ひどい、違いますわ。ご褒美があればやる気も出るかと思いまして。
ご褒美？
はい、ご褒美。私にとってもですが、行きたいところがありますの。
また温泉とか？
いいえ、夏ならではの場所です。ですが、夏休みは忙しくなりますでしょ。
Another festival?
まあ、そうですね。アーティファクト回収に本腰入れないと。
となりますと、気兼ねなく2人で過ごせるのは試験明けから夏休み前まででしょうか。
ですね。はい。
では試験が終わったら
Sorry about that.
終わったら
海に行きましょう。
海？海？
We don't really go to the beach here in Indo, by the way. Unless you're probably in Bali or somewhere along those lines. We mostly go to water parks. Then again, we don't really have a beach here in Jakarta. We overcome our also artist exams and finally reach our long-awaited date day. We climb aboard the train in high spirits and make it seaside to find
いっぱい
That's a pretty nice beach. What the? Where the hell are you guys?
予想以上に多いですね。
We immediately recoiled. We had planned things around chilling at a less populated beach to avoid the big crowds when summer vacation started, but it looks like we didn't plan well enough. Well, actually, I had an inkling back on the train. There were a lot of people on it. I purposely picked a time later in the day, but I have a feeling that we've come during peak hours.
でもさすがに身動き取れないってほどじゃないですね。シートとか敷く場所もそこそこありそうですし。
Probably non-peak hours for beaches are in the morning, I'd assume. I sense Haruka's drive quickly wilting. She seems to hate crowds after all.
どうします？海水浴じゃなくてもこの辺ぶらついたりとか。
いい誘ったのは私ですし、人が多いくらいで諦めてたら海水浴なんてできませんし。
それじゃあひとまず着替えますか。
はい。
Once we finish getting ready, we rent a parasol and sit next to each other on top of our blanket on the sand. We've been nervous and fidgety for a while now. God, I'm embarrassed. Here in my swimsuit, I'm practically naked, or to be more exact, pretty much just in my underwear. Though there's absolutely no reason to be ashamed as the same applies for everyone around us. I'm not used to showing skin in public, so I can't straighten my backbone. Also, those are some big bazookas you got. Damn, and she's also wearing those, those like, whatever you call those, underwear. Like her panties. Like the bottom part. My girlfriend is sitting here in a boat swimsuit. Haruka herself seems to be embarrassed, her cheeks going pink. It looks extremely seductive. I can't look straight at her. I can't settle down. Nevertheless, we can't just sit here the entire time and waste our trip to the beach. You know, I always wondered this, but do girls actually wear like a bra on their underwear or inside of their, like, not underwear, sorry, inside of their bikinis? Maybe some pasties or something, I guess. I don't know though. I don't think I was, like I said, like, I don't think I've actually ever gone to the water park with my friends either, to be honest. Like, we don't, swimming is not really all that common here in Jakarta. Kid you not. But even if we do, like, the girls don't really wear these sort of outfits. They usually wear, you know, like ones where it's like a full bodysuit. I don't think girls here in Jakarta are that, what's the word, confident enough to show their bodies.
なんかしますか。
そうですね。なんかこんなこと言ったら怒られそうですけど、海に来て何をすればいいのか実はよく分かってないです。
ぶっちゃけ俺もあんまり来たことないんですよね。
よく漫画とかだとよく波打ち際で水をかけ合ったりしますよね。
ああ、ありますね。
私たちそういうことするタイプでもないですよね。
まあそうやってはしゃぐタイプではないですね。
ですよね。どちらかというと静かな場所で2人の時間を楽しみたいっていうか。なんで私こんな陽キャしかいない場所に誘ってしまったんだろう。
やってみますか、漫画っぽいこと。
そうですね。すみません、急に落ち込んで。してみましょう、陽キャっぽいこと。
行きましょう。
Invigorated, we run toward the ocean's edge. We get about knee deep in the water before the two of us freeze up, thinking, okay, what do we do now? Now's the time. I've got to show her my grit as a man.
それ。
お返しです。
やったな。
もうひどいです。
What is this? We come back. We come back silent, not a peep from either of us.
すみません。ノリ悪くて。
俺もいやなんかすみません。
Shouldn't we like do that thing in hentai where we spread over like sun lotion? I mean, I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do at the beach other than swim. I mean, I guess you can go eat some food. That's it. I don't know, I don't go to the beach.
羽を外したことないかな。はしゃぎ方がわからない。
Wait, I actually did go to the beach back when my mom was still alive. That was on a trip though. We actually stayed in like a more seaside city for like a couple of days, maybe 2 to 3 days. And I kind of remember actually meeting someone and play sandcastles with them. But I'm guessing they're actually too old to make sandcastles and stuff.
思ってましたよね、はるかも。これ何が楽しいんだって。
思ってました。水をかけ合うことにどんな意味があるんだろうって思ってました。
そういうとこですよね、多分。
ですよね。無心に楽しめないのが陰の証なんでしょうね。
やめますか、無理するの。
はい。
ここで海眺めながら話しましょう。
はい。
We move in a little closer and huddle together. We then stare vacantly at the ocean. I suggested that we chat, but neither of us really talk. The silence is comforting. We sit and listen to the hustle and bustle around us. Haruka utters softly.
正直に言っていいですか？
はい。
私実は海で遊びたかったわけじゃなくて。
Did you just want to show off your bikini, I guess?
ただ水着を見てほしかっただけ。
Why not just go to a water park then? There's probably lots of other attractions there than the beach. That's why I don't know what the hell you're supposed to do at the beach. At the water park, at least there's lots of water attractions. Her sudden confession causes my brain to stop functioning. I only jump a little bit in surprise, but Haruka probably thinks that I'm cringing in disgust. Haruka quickly tries to cover for herself, looking panicked.
水着をというか水着を着たところです。はい。なんていうかやっぱり私としては彼氏にはその自分のこと性的な目で見てほしいというか。
Yes, we know you're a sex monster, Haruka, but Noah is even more of a sexual deviant. He's insane. Thank God Sora and Kujo are sane.
日々どうドキドキしてもらうかみたいなこと研究というかなんだろう考えていまして。やっぱり夏だし水着ですよね的な水着にならないとねみたいなノリではい。
I wonder what I would do if I see like my girlfriend or my wife say something as ridiculous as this. I'd probably be like, are you okay? Are you thinking straight? Shouldn't we be thinking about how to make more money? Oh my god, I really don't care about this stupid shit, Haruka.
これ言わない方がよかった。でもやっぱり好きな人には常にドキドキしてほしいというか。
What's wrong now? Her eyes widen and she screams.
びっくりした。どうしました？
大事なこと忘れてました。
え、忘れ物とか？
はい、忘れてました。オイル。
So dumb.
あ、日焼け止め？
I think usually in beaches like this, they'd probably have like a seaside shop or something. They probably sell those, right?
ああ、買ってきますよ。普段使ってるのとかあれば言ってくれれば。ないかもしれないですけど。
いえ、普段使ってなくて、だから忘れちゃって。
じゃあ適当に買ってきますよ。多分ありますよね、売店とかに。
いいです。
でも俺はいいですけど、赤くなってヒリヒリしたりとか。
Gotta use your suntan lotion, guys. You can get some like skin cancer if you go in the sun too long. That's why I never really understand the fact that people in the West actually likes to like tan their bodies. That's actually very bad for you. Like UV rays are really bad.
違うんです。そんなのどうでもいいんです。かけるさん、オイル塗ってくださいます？ってしたかっただけなんです。
あ
海水浴の定番イベントなのに今気がつくなんて、やってしまった私のバカ。
I like how she actually changed into her other personality for a bit there. But Haruka.
買ってきますよ。
いいんです。もう本当に流れでいろいろできればとか思ってましたけど、
You know that Takeru probably still wants to do it, right, Haruka?
思ったより人多いですし、いろいろしてるところ見られたくないですし。
いろいろってどこまでするつもりだったんですか？
行けるところまでです。
あ、はい。
すみません、興奮しました。
いえ。でも買ってきますよ。日焼けしちゃうし。
I don't know if like a naked beach is an actual thing, like a nude beach. But go to like one of those, I guess, Haruka.
いいんです。日焼けとか気にしないので。
普段塗らないんですか？
女子力低いので、スキンケアという概念があまり。
Like, cancer isn't even about skincare, Haruka. It's about your health.
毎年そのままなので普通に日焼けしてます。
Like, I don't fucking care about my skin at all, too. But I care about getting skin cancer.
ほう。小麦色の春か。
あまり外出ないのでそこまで焼けないんですけど。あ、日焼け跡とかそそるタイプですか？
え？ああ、どうだろう。
I don't think I am.
好きなら焼きますけれども、こんがり。
いやー、どうだろう。そこまでかも。
じゃあやめておきます。
はるかは日焼けしてる方が好み？
私は日焼けしてる人に遊んでるってイメージ持つのまさにいいって感じですよね。
ああ、ありますよね、そういうイメージ。
そのままのかけるさんが好きです。
俺もそのままのはるかが好きです。
ありがとうございます。
You're too easy, Haruka. He's just saying the same thing as you.
いいえ。
My own statement makes me feel awkward and clam up. I wonder if I'll ever be able to say the word love naturally someday. I kinda doubt it. I mean, I probably wouldn't have a problem saying the words I love you, but the problem is, I don't really know if I love anybody, Kakeru. I think it'll always send my heart racing. I want it to make my heart race. I'm sure that Haruka feels the exact same way. Maybe when I love someone, it's actually calculated though, and not really the emotion of love itself. I don't know. I silently peer off at the ocean. My heart is still racing. The slightly fast beating feels comforting. I'm fine with that alone. Words aren't needed. We huddle with our shoulders together and feel each other's warmth. We simply look out over the ocean. The sun goes down. We've already showered and changed back into regular clothes. But the sunset is so pretty, and we find it a waste to just leave. We walk on the beach hand in hand as the people start to thin out.
結局泳ぎませんでしたね。
冬とかに来るのがいいかもですね。俺
Whoa, what the hell? I was gonna say sorry about that, but going to the freaking beach in winter? What the fuck?
綺麗ですね。
日が長くなりましたよね。夏になってきたなーって。
ですね。まだまだ明るいです。
夕日が綺麗に対して今の返しは違う気がする。
全然気にしてなかったです。
最近考えちゃうんですよね。もっと気の利いたこと言いたいなとか、どう言ったら喜んでもらえるかなとか。
わかります。特に私、空気読めないことが頻発するので。
I mean, Noah does that in her H scene. She actually says stuff that she wants us to, like, stuff that we want to hear. And I don't know, I feel like girls that are too calculating like that kinda defeats the purpose of, you know, actually being attracted to their normal self. I kinda dislike that actually.
そこが好きですけどね。
ありがとうございます。
今の返しはうまくできた気がする。
Because I think if I were to find someone that I really like, I don't want them to do something that I would enjoy. Of course, if it's, you know, something that you yourself enjoy, then that's like a positive. Like something we both enjoy, that's a positive. That's a net positive. But if you're forced to do something that I like, or if you're forced to act in the way that I like, that you're not usually acting, I feel like that's not gonna work.
ドキッとしました。
Even if, like, you're happy to act that way for me, I still don't think that's gonna work out.
なんだかすごいな。こんな風におしゃべりできてるの。ちょっと前まで友達もいなかったのに、今は仲間に入れてもらって、かけるさんもいて、夢みたい。
数ヶ月で激変しましたね。
はい、いつも妄想の世界にいて、このままずっと一人だろうなってそう思ってたけど、かけるさんとみんなと会えて、妄想していたことよりすごいことが起こって、逃げてばかりだった私が勇気を出せるようになって、大変なこともあったけど、それも含めて私今が一番幸せです。
She looks up at me, smiles, and squeezes my hand in hers. I also smile in return to squeeze.
俺もです。
このまま幸せな日がずっと続くといいな。もう一人には戻りたくないです。
I wonder what moment in my life is actually the happiest. I'd actually probably have to think a lot about that to pinpoint what moment of my life is happiest. Gotta search through my memories.
一人にはしません。絶対に。
I think sometimes people, when they say stuff like this with their significant other, they want to say that because they think that that's their happiest memories, right? I mean, at the current time, it might probably be true, but I don't think they were thinking about their whole life before that, right? That's why while Kakeru and Haruka right now, they might not necessarily be lying. But I do think that they aren't exactly being 100% truthful either. Because there's definitely a happy memory somewhere in your life, like when you were younger, that you probably forgot about.
私自分に自信がないから不安になっちゃうんです。ちゃんとできてるかな、大丈夫かなって。何かやらかしちゃったら言ってくださいね。
じゃあカレーがまずい時はまずいってちゃんと言います。
もうあんなの作らないので安心してください。
I actually don't like that, Haruka. You should learn how to cook.
ちゃんとお料理覚えないと。
Okay. She's still gonna cook. It's not like she's giving up on cooking.
今度なんか作りましょうか、一緒に。俺も覚えたいし。
いいですね。一緒に。はい、一緒に。そうですよね。一人じゃないから、いろいろなこと一緒にできるんですね。そっか。一緒に。
何でもできますよ、一緒に。
なんでも夢が広がりますね。
何かしたいことはありますか？
何か。ひとまずは
はい。
このままもう少し夕日を眺めたいです。一緒に。
じゃあもう少し歩きましょうか、一緒に。
はい。一緒に。今が一番幸せだと思ったけど違ったかも。今よりも明日の方が、これからの方がずっと幸せになっていそうです。
Hopefully, Haruka.
なりましょう。明日も明後日もこれからも先ずっと二人で一緒に。
一緒に幸せになりましょうね。
Wow, okay. So I was actually not as what do you call it? As annoyed, even though we were talking to Haruka there. I think they did a good job in not really talking about her trauma and, you know, bringing out stuff that I actually hate about Haruka, which is the fact that she's a gamer, the fact that she's blah blah blah, which was clearly an act, or not really an act, but clearly you can see the author made her character just so that the otaku demographic would eat her up. Kind of like this more real talk with Haruka there. So that didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. But I don't know about you though, Noah. I don't know about you. All I do know is that Sora is definitely not gonna make me dislike her. Clearly biased. But okay, I think this is actually gonna be where I end the episode. So next episode will most likely be the end, and unless there's actually something else going on after we do all of these like after stories. Doesn't seem like it. So yeah, I'm thinking that this is probably gonna be the shortest like episode or shortest chapter out of all of them. Which for the price, I think it's probably still worth it just for some closure. But realistically, or like realistically speaking, I think you're good enough paying for the first 4 chapters rather than getting this, and you pay more for each of the chapter than. No, you pay for this more than each chapter that you buy. So that's like, what the hell? But yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna call it an episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. So don't worry guys, nothing uncensored for this series. Or not the series, sorry. For this episode at all. Like the new episode thing. And also for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. that's it, guys. I will see you guys on the next one, which is for people on Patreon tomorrow, people on YouTube in 2 to 3 days, which is probably going to be the finale for 9-9. I don't know how long 9-9 was, but truth be told, I actually think it was not that long, or it didn't feel that long, probably because I was enjoying my time with it, even though I had a lot of complaints with the story and whatnot. Most of the complaints was technically not the story. Most of the complaints were technically about Sophie, about Haruka, about Noah, those characters really. And of course, Kakeru. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. And after that, we can probably wrap it up with my conclusion with 999 as a series as a whole. See ya.